flawless, limitless, sexy, sassy, saucy HBICs. How are you on this lovely morning, afternoon, or evening? How are you all? I hope you're all doing fabulous. I hope you're all choosing to be the versions of yourself that have exactly what you want. I hope that's what you're doing. I certainly do. If you would like to work with me in any way, shape, or form, including joining one of my amazing channel memberships, which I encourage you to look at the VIP, the Advanced Manifestors, because that gives you the access to all of the channel memberships and all of the replays. All of that information is in the Dropbox below. If you're new here, how you doing? I'm Kimberly, and I'm pretty intent with getting what I want and knowing everything there is to know about manifestation and what we are doing with our consciousness. And if you can handle my sass and you're interested in all those things too, then I highly encourage you to subscribe and come back and see me. And of course, let me know in the comments below that you subscribed, because YouTube doesn't always tell me who it is. It's just a number going up. That's it. I want to know who my new friends are. Editing Kim here, just giving you a warning. My washer and dryer were on the whole video, and I didn't realize, because I was so tuned in to talking, I didn't realize just how noisy they were, so I pre-apologize. All the funky noises in the back are the washer and dryer, and poop snoring, so for your listening pleasure. So today we're going to be talking about thought transmission. Why your specific person can absolutely be influenced to show up as you prefer. Now, with that influence, with just the knowing the basics of manifestation, you are, by deciding who you are, by what state of consciousness you are embodying, you are there, in a sense, selecting a version of your specific person. So the idea of thought transmission is you are interacting with the being your specific person. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, based off of who you are, you decide which version shows up. But they are a being, a human, just like you and I. So in other words, your beingness, your essence, your soul, the spiritual side of you, your higher self, whatever wording you like, is lighting up with your beingness. You're lighting up a version of yourself. You're lighting up a state of consciousness. So you, with thought transmission, are connecting to your specific person through the same consciousness. So in other words, every single one of us is connected to the same one consciousness. You can call that universe, God, doesn't matter to me, but it's one consciousness. That doesn't necessarily mean one single mind, just one consciousness. You as an individual are experiencing reality from your perspective in consciousness. So is thought transmission real? You bet your ass it is. And when you're thinking about your specific person, yeah, you can bet that they're thinking about you. I cannot stress to you the amount of times I have successfully thought transmitted to my own specific person, on top of other people that I am entangled with in my day-to-day life. It's real. It's real. But listen, I understand. It's not always easy just to believe everything you hear in the manifestation community. What I want to let you know is even science, even scientific groups, even research has been done to test whether A, thought transmission is possible, or as the collective consciousness as a whole, if it's having influence on the world around us. So in other words, you don't have to be necessarily open to the idea of multiple realities to successfully have some kind of connection through consciousness. It's happening regardless. There was the Global Consciousness Project that did their own study And this was done at Princeton University. I have notes on the side here. This was conducted by Princeton University. The project found that random number generators, RNGs, showed significant deviations during major global events, suggesting a collective influence of human consciousness. So in other words, shared focus and thought appear to influence physical systems, hinting at the power of mental energy. The Maharishi effect. Research showed that when groups of people practiced meditation or focused on peace, crime rates, violence, and social tension in the area decreased significantly. Collective thought and intention have measurable effects on the external world. So it's not just the manifestation community talking about thought transmission. Even 3D people, even muggles, have been doing. If you're new to my channel, I call anyone that's not open to manifestation, who doesn't believe that this is happening with our minds, I call them muggles. They're just not fully awake yet. It's not their fault. But even muggles, even scientific research has been done testing how our minds have an effect on the external reality, on the world around us. So if you're worried that it's not possible that your specific person is in any way being influenced by your thoughts, well, you're wrong. You're wrong. But that's a good thing to be wrong about, because now you can change your mind. Now you can decide differently. I'm telling you that even the simplest type of subjects have been reflected back to me. I have a video I put out about a year ago where I had another piece of evidence, and it was just funny to me because it was so simple. It was dinner. It was what we were having for dinner. He literally said exactly what I had been saying in here. Literally. I can't tell you how many examples of word for word reflections from him have happened. So your specific person is thinking in the context that you're thinking. So when you want specific person to show up and choose you, that's what you should be focusing on within your mind, that your person is choosing you. You are absolutely reaching them. Space and time, completely irrelevant. Completely irrelevant. Even Neville Goddard discussed that people in your reality not only are willingly playing their roles, hence the no free will, they are playing the role you assign them. So when we have beliefs within the state of consciousness that we are embodying, if we have beliefs that we're not good enough, or we're not chosen, relationships don't work for us, or if we think specifically about our person that they just don't want to commit, they don't want to be in the relationship, and you might have had even actual evidence of them verbalizing that to you. Maybe your specific person even said the words, I don't want to be in a relationship, I'm not ready for full commitment. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. If you choose to start seeing them differently, remember what Neville said, they willingly play their role. So if you've been a version of yourself, if you've been in a state of consciousness where your mind is more aligned or saturated in the story that you're not good enough for love and it just won't work for you, if you are someone that has a list of reasons why your specific person has it hard right now, they've had a bad history, they just don't, they don't like relationships, so it's going to be hard to change their mind, they're willingly playing out that for you. They're willingly being difficult to have a relationship with simply because you believe that. That's what you've agreed with. So can you imagine if you started telling a new story within yourself? That they want to be with you. They want to be in a relationship with you. You're the perfect person for them. And you are a version of yourself that believes that accepts that. That's what you're transmitting to them. That's the thought transmission. And they will willingly play their role. Everyone in our reality has been assigned a role. So in your reality, you were the one assigning the roles to people. In my reality, I am the one assigning the roles. You can change, willingly change anyone in your reality. Anyone. For any purpose. And if you're someone that hasn't quite accepted the concept of no free will, I understand that also can be a struggle to believe. But no one has it. No one has it in your reality. I want to also mention that there is even studies on telepathy. And there have been successful studies, successful experiments between, one mind to another human mind. But not only that, also with one mind to animals' minds. It's because everything is connected in consciousness. So while you're sitting over here worrying that your specific person is never going to choose you, don't you understand that they must play that role for you? They must. They must show up reflecting what your story about love is, about them, about yourself. They must. There is no options because they have no free will. Also, I do often get the question of, the distance between people. So let's say you're manifesting a specific person that no longer lives in the same area you do. Maybe they've left the state. Maybe they've left the country. Zero care. It has no effect unless you think it does. Unless your belief is they're too far away. Because it doesn't matter. And I believe that's quantum entanglement. I believe science talks about quantum entanglement. In physics, particles that are entangled remain connected no matter how far apart they are. A change in the state of one particle instantly affects the other. Hi, talk about everyone as you pushed out. Hi, talk about reflection. Meaning, as you shift your state, so let's say you started in a state where you didn't believe you were good enough, you didn't believe love would work for you, and you didn't believe your specific person really ever wanted to be in a relationship with you. And let's say you shift your state, and you now are the version of yourself that believes that your person is head over heels in love with you, and is overjoyed to be in a relationship with you. Based on quantum entanglement, that specific person must change their perspective. They must show up to their new assigned role. So just the implication of what quantum entanglement is. The phenomenon suggests that connections between entities might exist beyond physical proximity, which aligns with the concept of thought transmission through a unified field of consciousness. How many more examples would you like me to give you? This happens every day. Just yesterday, I had a public live stream on the channel, and we had 4 or 5 people show up with success stories, manifesting their specific person, also manifesting a happy pregnancy and a happy delivery. You are influencing everyone around you. You are, through your mind, through your beliefs, through your state of consciousness. I probably should be influencing my dog Poop right now so she'd stop snoring through the video, but I just love her too much to be bothered to do that. Neville Goddard also talks about the thought transmission as when you think your thought about your specific person, it's like a vibratory ripple that goes to your person. Just we don't see it. We don't see it in the physical. But on the, we'll say, the spiritual side, you're in full connection, and you are in full connection at all times. So does your specific person get your thoughts? Yes. Yes, they do. Test it. Test it on someone that you have no resistance to. Test it on a coworker. Test it on a sibling, a parent, someone that you don't have resistance to, or you don't already have a story with that you feel is difficult. Pick someone easy. Start deciding that they're showing up in a certain outfit, a certain color, or that they talk about certain things. And watch how they show up in your reality reflecting that. You are experiencing the evidence of your own thought transmission truly every moment of your day. You're experiencing it. So even specific people that you don't necessarily even know in 3D reality, you are still connected to them. So let's say you're manifesting, the most common one I hear is the manifesting a celebrity. So you are aware of who that person is, but maybe they're not aware of you in the 3D yet. Does your thoughts go to that person? Yes. So this isn't, please don't confuse this as, well, specific person over here, I've never met them. So how do they know who I am? Whoa, you're talking logical 3D. But your consciousness is still connected to everyone. So when you start thinking the thoughts, we'll keep going with the celebrity example. When you keep thinking your thoughts about you being in a loving relationship with your person, how it might look logically in the 3D might look like something very believable to you. So for example, let's say you're manifesting Jason Momoa. Get off my man. No, just kidding. But let's say that. And he doesn't know who you are right now. A logical, believable unfolding would be that, perhaps you follow him on Instagram. And for whatever reason, he's going through his followers list and your name just happens to stand out to him. And based on inspired action, he decides just to click on you, checking out who his followers are. I'm sorry, but I think people do this all the time anyway. This is quite believable, logically believable. He just takes an interest in seeing you. He will be drawn to you, compelled. And then again, a believable bridge of incidents is he clicks on it, or maybe it's he notices a comment of yours and he chooses to respond to you. And it goes from there. That's a believable bridge of incidents. So another thing is, just how difficult do you think this is to manifest a celebrity? If you've already got that manifestation sitting in this is extremely difficult category, well, you're going to experience the evidence of it being extremely difficult. Your reality is always reflecting you. This is a world of reflection. It's a mirror. Hence, why you have influence, why your thoughts are transmitting to everyone. And they reflect based off of you. So I get it. The logical thought is, well, if I'm manifesting Jason Momoa, and in this moment, as I'm sitting here, I don't believe Jason Momoa knows who I am. And I can agree with that, right? For myself, I'm talking. Now let's say that I'm manifesting him. I don't believe Jason Momoa has any idea who I am. So do I think in his logical, conscious mind, he's thinking about this random woman, Kimberly? No, but that doesn't mean that an image of myself can't pop up in his mind. You dream, I dream, and we all know what my thoughts on dreams are. I don't think they're just dreams. I think it's traveling through different realities, but regardless, you've seen people you didn't know in your dreams before. And then when you finally see them in the physical, you can't put your finger on it, but you feel like you just know this person. Well, it could work out something like that. And he could have that deja vu feeling like he knows me, but he doesn't know why he knows me. Things like this happen every day in the 3D world. Okay? And we're talking beyond the 3D. There is no limits to this. No limits. Seriously, if you're still questioning it, I challenge you to test it yourself so you get your own evidence that you can lean on when you're doubting. But I'm telling you, there is no possible way in consciousness, so we're talking 4D and above, there is no possible way anyone in your reality, including specific person, no one can deflect your thoughts. No one can wear a tinfoil hat and block your thought transmission. Can't happen. Can't happen. Even if you've experienced in the 3D your specific person physically telling you, verbally telling you, that they don't want the relationship with you. Now, obviously, we respect their wishes in the physical. We don't become stalker. What the hell would we stalk for in the 3D? Why would we do that when we got the power of our mind? But regardless, even if they verbalized it and you're respecting their wishes, you're leaving them alone, as I think you should do. Oh, don't you worry. They're not putting up a cement barrier between you and your thought transmission. Not possible. It's happening regardless. Your specific person thinks about you in the context of what you think they're thinking. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. And this is another reason why when I work with people in coaching and they successfully manifest their specific person, it is why we hear over and over and over again. And again, I need to make the success story video showing you this. And I will do that. It is on my list of videos to record. But there are countless times where their specific person comes in and tells them that they had been on their mind the entire time. The entire time. And quite frankly, it just happened to me the other day. I was thinking about, granted, me and my specific person, we're quite alike. We like to have fun and, break chops. We like to laugh. We like to tease each other. And I was sitting here. He had left for work. I was sitting here and I was thinking, I love our relationship. I love how we get along and I love how we laugh together. And I mean, we're like kids. The way we joke and have fun and tease each other, we're like kids. And I was thinking about how funny it is that, if he does something gross, like burp or fart, we'll tease each other and I'll run after him, like just playing. And I'm like, I'm deciding he loves that too. I'm deciding that he loves that about our relationship. I'm deciding that he thinks about me and laughs about that. That's something he enjoys about our relationship. The very next day, when he came home from work, as he was heading to bed, he works a weird overnight type schedule, so he goes to bed a little bit earlier than I do. When he was going to bed, he told me, the whole ride to work yesterday, I just kept bursting out laughing, thinking about how you and I joke around. Granted, he used a little different language, as in there were some F-bombs and other colorful words in it. But the context of what I was thinking at the same time that he was driving to work, he was thinking about the same context, the same subject. And when I decided that he likes it too, and it makes him laugh and it makes him happy, that is exactly what he was thinking. And just to add a little more touch of that, he then told me too that that isn't the first time he's thought that. That has come into his mind on other times. Well, I knew without telling him. I knew, so have I. I have thought about it a lot of times, and I myself do burst out laughing while I'm alone, thinking about how we have such a good time together. And he basically relayed exactly what I was thinking. It works. So if you're having doubts, if you're having fears that maybe what you're doing manifestation-wise isn't working or isn't having any effect on your person, yes, it is. So stop telling that story. Don't say that anymore. It's working. It's working even when you don't know it's working. I was home. He was in his vehicle on the way to work. I had no evidence in my face that he was thinking the very same thing. I got the evidence when he came back home, when we were reconnected. You're going to have the same experience. So just like me, I didn't have the evidence in my face to say he was thinking the same thing, but I got it when we were reconnected, which is exactly what so many other people experience when they get their person back. And by the way, for any of you out there thinking that, well, I have never been in a relationship with my specific person. It was never like that. They were just someone that I find attractive and want, I just want to be with. That does not matter. You are making it matter. You don't have to have any prior entanglement with your person. All time is now. Time and space moves through you. You're deciding it matter. And that's because you're applying logical thinking. You're thinking logically and you're thinking too literally. We're above logic. We're 4D and above. It will have no bearing on your manifestation. It just simply doesn't matter. So what right now in this moment are you thought transmitting to your person? Maybe not in this moment, but before you watched this video and after you watched the video, what are you thinking about your specific person? And if it's unfavorable, okay, today you're done with that. Today you're done. And you're going to start thinking the thoughts that you would prefer that they were thinking. And I'm telling you, you are going to have the experience where they tell you, this is what I used to think about. This, oh my gosh, blah, blah, blah. You're going to have it. And then when you do, come on back to this video and let us know so other people can see that evidence. Just saying. So on that note, I'll see you tomorrow.